Hello, Susan, Richard, and Edward. Richard has taken me back to my speech training days when I belonged to a speaking club in Hong Kong, and he's asked me to talk for 5 minutes off the cuff on technology. Well, Richard, that's a very big subject, so let's concentrate on one particular aspect of it, an aspect which has happened to me just after you phoned, because just after you phoned, the post came. And in the post was a DVD of Cats, the show, which I wanted and enjoyed. So for 2 hours I've been watching TV, which is modern technology. I've been watching the TV with a DVD. Okay, so let's leave it at that and go back to technology as I know it. Now, technology is the progress of mainly industry, in industry, the scientific knowledge in industry. And there were two industrial revolutions. One was about 1830, that was the big one when the mills were rolling and new machinery was needed for them. And the second one was, in my age, in 1920, there was another revolution, and this one was a much newer and wider one and encompassed many things we've got today, such as what I'm talking to you on at the moment. And so we'll start with that, because it's 1920 and I was born in 25, so I'm fairly up to date with it. Well, it started with the old Cat's Whisker radio, which I vaguely remember, very simple, very set, that used to pick up sounds. And it went on from there to the valve radio with its great big valves, or bottles as the experts used to call them. And from there it went on to the transistors, which was a much smaller thing. And then TV. Now TV I first saw on return from Africa on leave in 1952, I think it was. And I was at home, it was tea time. Mum and Dad were sat at the table, I was sat at the table, and on my left-hand side, taking another place at the table, was a small TV set. First one I'd seen. And TV started about 4 or 5 o'clock, I can't remember, in the evening, and went on for a few hours only. And Dad was dying to show it to me, so I was determined I wasn't going to watch. So he switched it on, and eventually the little blue lights flickered and flickered and flickered, and on came the first programme I ever saw in my life. And that was a hand puppet called Muffin the Mule. And I was determined not to watch it. But my eye was constantly attracted to that flickering screen, and eventually I was sold. I watched it. That was my first introduction. My second introduction to TV was when I went back to Africa. And I think it was 1963, yes, it would be about then. It came to Africa, and our club had a special showing by a salesman. And the first show we saw on a TV screen that was up on the wall was Bonanza. And that was another technological advance. And from then, of course, there was hi-fi, analog TV, went on to digital TV, and then came that wonderful thing, the video cassette, which enabled us to buy films and watch films on our TV, and even tape from TV. It was wonderful. But it was rather bulky, and it took up a lot of room. A lot of space in my house is still taken up with videos. But after that, of course, came DVDs, the little small compact discs where you could record programs from the TV and you could watch them. And you could also buy films. And that's where I got Cats from. So we really have come a long way. And technology has done some wonderful things, such as I'm talking to you now. This is technology. But before that, I was talking and watching my brother in Australia. To talk from Birmingham to Australia and to be able to look at him and see him and You can see me and we're talking to each other as if we're in the same room. That's technology. But there's another side to technology, and that's the bad side. And the bad side, of course, is technology that helps us make bombs, atomic weapons, all sorts of terrible things for destroying the world. And we've got that. That's part of technology. That's the bad part of technology that we all wish we didn't have or want. And so that really is what I'm going to say about my particular side of things off the cuff there, Richard. I don't know whether I'll talk for 5 minutes or not. I'll check that afterwards. And I hope you can hear me. But for now, we'll say to Susan, to Richard and to Edward, goodbye, courtesy of Skype, courtesy of technology. Cheerio for now.